guys, today we are going to look at chemistry level paper 2 structured questions. Paper 2 variant 3, right? Paper 23 from October November 2013. This is a 1 hour 15 minutes paper. Okay, so ammonia NH3 and methane CH4 are the hydrides of the elements which are next to one another in the periodic table. So you can look at the periodic table of your data booklets. You'll see that C and N are next to each other, and they have given hydrides, means the compounds of these elements with hydrogen. In the boxes below, draw the dot and cross diagram of a molecule of each of these compounds. Show outer electrons only. State the shape. So ammonia we should know is tetrahedral. Methane we should know is bent, right? Sorry, it's the other way around. NH3 is pyramidal, CH4 is tetrahedral, sorry. And then there is, okay. So first of all, there's a big N in the center. You must know there's a lone pair. And it forms a bond with H, another bond with H, another bond with H. That's about it. Whereas for CH4, you've got a C in the middle and it forms another bond with H. It basically just forms 4 bonds with H that are similar. Yeah, so this is pyramidal. You must refer to VSEPR theory, which is valence shell electron pair repulsion theory. That is very important. Then will help you to determine the shape. So in case you don't know where to find the material, it's there in the it's there in the textbook. Okay, so it's there in the textbook. So if you need the textbook, just subscribe to me and watch my other video where I'm giving all those AL materials for maths, physics, and chemistry for free actually. Ammonia is polar, whereas methane is non-polar. The physical properties of the two compounds are different. Explain using ammonia as the example. The term So you have to say why this polar things occur, because of a change in electronegativity. So you must mention the cause, obviously, because there's a difference in the electronegativities, because there is a difference in the electronegativities of NH3 N and H, not NH3, N and H, because it's the bonding pair is unequally shared. Unequally shared. Okay, so you must know the bond pair is actually unequally shared, and that's why it's a dipole. So you can say it has a dipole, or you can dot this diagram, and then there's a delta positive, delta negative, and then connect it to H, which is delta positive, right? But either how, we don't need this one. Right? Explain why the ammonia molecule is polar. So you can say the molecule is not symmetrical. So you see here the molecule is not symmetrical. If you can find a line of symmetry, let me know in the comment section. I doubt you would, because there's no line of symmetry. That's why it's called symmetric. It's not symmetrical. So the molecule is not symmetrical. Is not symmetrical, and therefore the dipoles do not cancel out. You may say that, okay, so if they were symmetrical, where would they cancel off? Yes, they would cancel off, and that is why and that is why CH4 is not polar. Okay, so the next one, state one physical property of ammonia which is caused by its polarity. So yeah, it usually would have a higher boiling point because it's polar, right? It has a PD bonds, and so it's polar. And NH3 will have a higher boiling point than expected, or will have, you can say, than expected, or you can compare to methane, or you can just say it's soluble in water because it can form whatever, okay, because it has formed a dipole. So I'm going with a boiling point because it makes sense. You don't need any complicated theories to understand it. NH3, it has a higher boiling point. We've been recording boiling points and melting points since like primary, so it's obvious to state this one is the simplest you can find. Another thing, even if you know a lot of things, do not try to use the most complicated example, because in the exam it may or may not backfire, but there is still a chance that it may backfire. So don't want it to backfire, and therefore we will just go on with the simplest we can find. Okay. When ammonia gas is mixed with hydrogen chloride, white solid ammonium chloride is formed. State each type of bond that is present in one formula unit of ammonium chloride and how many of each type are present. Okay, state that is present in one formula unit. So we need to draw one unit, right? So first, there are three normal covalent bonds and one dative covalent bond. Okay, so there's a there's a big N in between. There's a H. There's a H. You must know. There's a H. There's a H. And there's another H. So dot 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 cross dot cross dot cross, right? And you must remember, right, a bit closer. Okay. They said draw a dot and cross diagram. We are gonna draw a dot and cross diagram. If they ask you to draw oh oh yeah, we can either draw a dot and cross diagram, or we can just draw a normal diagram like this. I don't think this is needed, guys. Actually, they said that you can draw diagrams, so I assumed they asked us to draw that. So you can just draw N and H and a H and another H. No, not there. I'll put the normal three H's there, and I'll put an arrow towards the H. This signifies the dative covalent bond. This signifies the dative covalent bond. So you must remember. So they have asked you to state how many, and actually we don't put this down Although we know what it's called, but we don't know how to put that down. And you must know it has a positive charge on the top. So there's a positive on the top, and you have to put a Cl there, and there's negative. So each type of bond is present in one formula unit. So okay, so each type of bond. So there are number one, 3 covalent NH bonds. H bonds. So that is the main thing. And then the second part, there is one dative covalent and we just state what bond is it. So it's the NH bond. Three. So there's another ionic bond. You must put down the whole thing. Do not just put down one each, or just the whole ammonium with a positive charge. Just put down the formula, that's all. And list them down. Do not write a really long explanation. They've just asked state. They've just asked you to state, which means that they do not need explanation. Sometimes they ask you state and explain. Sometimes they ask you just state. Sometimes they ask you just explain. State and explain is by far the most dangerous one, because you have to give the result as well as you have to explain why you got the result. State is the simplest of all, because you just have to say the result. That's it. Just say it. That's all. Explain is a bit more deadly, because you will have to put in a lot of words, and if they detect a slip, they will cut off one of your marks. So petrol and diesel fuel. Oh, this is the next question. Okay, so we'll do the next question in the next video, guys. So that's about it. So let's look at the next question in the next video.